What's up, y'all? Entropy here, and welcome back to Freeport Tech Dynasty. We're here in week 6, coming off a nice win against Navy last week. A little unexpected, taking down the Service Academy, at least to me. Just because playing against them is always difficult, but played well last week, and now we have a home game against Florida Atlantic, who is 1-3. We do have a few things to look at in recruiting. Most notably, one thing that I believe we did last week is that, as you can see, Bruce Acho is like about to commit. He might be our first commit of this series next week, or at the end of this episode even, I should say. So that's pretty exciting. But what I did want to show you was not Tyron Davis. I went to the wrong position group. Devon Tam is an offensive line we've been going after. So I noticed that we are not getting very much influence with him with our hard sell, and that is because our coach grades for his things are not very good. Now, I could have probably used Sway. That probably would have been a smart thing to do, but I have too many points tied up in other players right now and trying to get those races finished, so I don't have the points to do it. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm switching back to Send the House, but he is also visiting this week, which is something that we did last week, was get that visit scheduled. So if we get a win today against Florida Atlantic and have a good visit week with him, maybe that could give us a boost to kind of create more of a gap from Tulane, and then we can close out before their visit, week 14, right at the end of the season. So that's the most notable thing going on. I do have 5 extra points, and I'm probably just going to throw them into Ben Maggio, this receiver that we've been going after for a little bit now, just to put the points somewhere. But I also think that this Emmanuel Caesar race is not worth it. I think Sam Houston is too much of a lead. I don't think we're going to be able to catch up, especially with them having a visit for him coming up. So I'm going to bow out of the Emmanuel Caesar race, and then instead I'm going to go into Antonio Bickley. Although, I didn't think about it until just now, but I guess I could maybe try and sway Devon Tam this week. Maybe I could do that. And then maybe get him into playing time as an A+ for us, so that's by far our best thing that we can sell him on. So maybe I could try swaying him with that, but that will depend on if there is a pitch that actually has I'd have to take the 50 out to do this. Sway is not a function I've used very often, but this looks like a race where it might warrant it. Now, this is where it's going to get a little annoying. I'm going to have to go through and see if there is one where it matches up. That one might be okay. It would give us 2 B-, but I really want playing time to be one of them. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not seeing... Okay, so there are no good options, unfortunately. There isn't a pitch that actually has like 2 of the ones he's looking at and playing time, or even proximity to home, I don't think. So, alright, so we're just going to put the 50 points back into him as originally planned. And I will be putting the 50 points that we pulled out of Caesar into Bickley because I really want to get a running back. And even though he's not as fast as Caesar, we actually don't have him fully scouted yet, but I like what I see just from the little bit here, where his juke move is going to be pretty high, change of direction 87, speed 89. That's all good stuff. I could potentially just fully scout him, but I think I'm going to put the 50 into him for now. Actually, yeah, you know what, screw it. Let's just see what he's got. So his catching is 76. That's nice because that will help him get on the field quite a bit as a potential third down back. And then what else we got? 89 acceleration, 79 juke, 68 spin isn't great, but as long as he has one move that's effective, that's fine. I also default to using the juke move generally, so that's the one that'll get used the most. So he looks good, and I am perfectly fine with now putting the 30, I guess we'll put it the 30 points that we have left into him, and then we'll do that for this week, and we're all set. So Maggio, we have a lot of guys where we are the only team going after them, which is huge and awesome, but it's also stressful because you have situations like Devon Tam here where, Tulane's got a lot more going for them than we do in terms of like their recruiting pitches and such. So it's going to be tough to keep them away from Tam. It's going to be a big visit week. And then Corn, we're still trudging along. It looks like we'll hopefully beat Sam Houston to the commit line. So that's good. And then we're not really looking at any of these positions. Kennedy, we've been going after, still nothing. Vic, the corner, still nothing else. And then Freeney, the strong safety. I mean, we're just like, we're not getting a ton of movement on these guys, even though we're the only school going after them. So we're really kind of stuck just with these guys that we're going after. Now, fortunately, some of these guys at other positions don't have a ton of people going after them either. Guys like Scott Sims, Timothy Cashman, or at different positions, Chester Kafka is this outside linebacker I've had on here since the beginning. It looks like Shakulma finally got some other interest, but Nathan Aragon doesn't have any interest. Andy's a pipeline guy for us. Jason McCants doesn't have any interest from others. So there's a lot of guys on this board that I really want to go into and try and actually like recruit them and scout them and such. But I just don't. We do not have the points. We're too small of a school right now. Now, hopefully Acho commits. I mean, he should. It looks like he should. And if he does, he'll be our first commit, and we'll have 50 more points. And I probably would want to use those to try and scout some guys. But again, we don't have our recruiting tree upgraded too much, so I'm only going to be able to upgrade maybe one guy a week. Or not upgrade, scout one guy a week. So that's where recruiting's at. We're in a really weird spot, but I like the players that we are going after. We just got to, once the first domino falls, maybe the rest will kind of just start to fall in line as well. I'm feeling the deep sea uniforms this week. So these are blackouts with the blue accents. We got the FT block letter logo on the one side, and we got fishing hooks on the other side. I think these uniforms are sick. And with this being a visit week, I think it's time to break out one of our specialty uniforms. Caden Veltkamp. Looks like he struggled a bit last week, throwing 2 interceptions. Maybe our defense could be advantageous against him this week and force a few turnovers of our own. For Atlanta, coming out throwing a little screen pass to a receiver. It's going to get 4. Oh, and they're a no-huddle team, so awesome. We're gonna have to deal with this all game, which is just the best. I love going against teams that run no-huddle, as that is going to be a huge tackle for Levi Chambers to keep the receiver short of the line there. And we are going to be a little aggressive here. Dial up a blitz. If they try and run it, maybe we'll be able to stuff it here. They are running it. Nolan filled the hole, and the running back can't get through, and he's going to be short. And Florida Atlantic going 3 and out on their first drive. Nice job by the defense. Chambers to receive the punt. Kind of caught it against the left sideline. Slithered his way down and gets out at about the 38-yard line. So a nice return for him. As there are the uniforms, a nice close-up. The blackouts, they look so sick. I wish we could do, like, have a thing set up in the team builder where you could have the crowd, like, match, or have the whole crowd wear blackout instead, because most of the crowd wears blue for our games, so it'd be cool if we could do something like that, but hopefully that's something we get down the road in a future installment or something. As Brooks takes his first carry of the game, knifing his way ahead and gets 7, and already an injury to one of our offensive linemen. I think McCoy is maybe our left tackle. I'm actually not too sure off the top of my head, but I think he's one of our better guys, so that's unfortunate. Play action, a Miller. We're just going to throw it right back to him. And he is going to get the first down. And stiff-armed a guy off him and gets pushed out of bounds just shy of midfield. Casey McCoy is our left tackle. Leg cramps will return soon. Re-injury risk high. We will substitute in the backup because I don't want to risk him getting hurt long-term. Brooks gets the handoff again. Tried to fight ahead. That was supposed to be to the outside, but they really shut off the edge, so we kind of had to just cut that upfield, get what we could. Callister drops back. Montgomery's over the middle, and he's got it. Little drag route, as always, to him, and it makes it 3rd and 2. He's very dependable underneath. Ooh, I called a touch pass, but I don't like that defender being over there, so we're actually going to try and audible this, and we're going to go with a... I don't like that this is mostly a deep combo, but maybe we can get him to bite on the play action here. Don't really go for it, but we do have Hayes underneath. Oh, he was in a position to make that catch, and he didn't. I mean, it was right in his hands. I don't think the defender even touched it. He did a great job getting under the receiver or under the defender. Ah, I can't believe he dropped that. We are on the 43-yard line, so I will go with the coach suggestion here and go for it. Send in the blitz. We're going to try and hit Brooks. He brings it in and gets the first down. He saves the drive with that catch. McAllister, well-placed ball. Play action here. Ooh, that defender came right down into that throwing lane. I'm actually glad McAllister overthrew that because that would have been intercepted. Brooks gets the carry. There is a seam there. He took a little too long to cut, though, and only manages 5, so that's going to be 3rd and 5 now. 3rd and 5. We got to keep this drive going here. We're going to try and hit Brooks, and he does make that catch. Did he get the first? He did. They gave it to him. I wasn't sure if he was going to get that. He was very close. Play action here. I want the tight end deep. Wallace, can he make the catch? He does! Touchdown, Marlins! What a throw from McAllister. He gave the big fella a chance, and Shane Wallace, the tight end, brings it in. What a snag there. He had the defender on him, but we weren't counting on the linebacker having great ball skills, and sure enough, never got his head around and just had to kind of guess at the ball, and Wallace was able to bring it in. What a throw from McAllister. Holy crap. And that kick is knocked through, and that makes it 7-0 here in the first quarter. Great start for the offense. Ooh, quick little hitch to the receiver, and that's a nice big gain for Florida Atlantic on their first drive. And here we go with the no-huddle. Play action. They got a couple receivers open running across the field. Keyshawn Thomas can't chase him down. Who is this guy? And that is a touchdown for Florida Atlantic. Holy crap, that dude has some serious speed. Just ran right away from all of our defenders the second he caught that pass. Who the crap was that? Dominique Henry. I'm trying to think if that's a name I'm familiar with, but I don't know if it is or not. Gosh dang, that's frustrating. We had a nice, long, sustained drive to get on the board first, and Florida Atlantic answers in 2 plays, just like that, and burns our entire defense. Our defense is, I mean, as was established at the beginning of this series, our defense is not fast. Not a lot of great athletes. I tried to call man there because I didn't like the formation, but ended up getting burned. Fake pitch over to Brooks, and we've got Montgomery wide open across the field, and that's a nice big gain for our first play of the drive. Big play after big play here. Kentrell Stokes, of course, the hero from last week, taking over after McAllister got injured. He will come in for an option look, and it looks like it... Oh, no, that last defender was ready for it, and that's going to make it 3rd and 15, a huge loss. 3rd and forever. Let's see if we can somehow convert this. I want Dalton on the outside route, and it's right to the safety, and that's intercepted. They have intercepted a lot of those out-breaking routes in this series so far, and it was just poorly timed between quarterback and receiver. McAllister clearly thought that Dalton was going to be at a spot, and Dalton took too long to get there. And the result is the safety coming down for an interception. Gosh dang it. Another little bubble screen here. Made the first man miss, and it's going to be a 4-yard gain for FAU on their first play this drive. And here we go again. Back at it with the hurry-up offense. Now they shift. So they didn't like the look, I guess, or something. And the first quarter is kind of running down to a close here as well. They're going to be able to get at least one more play in. That should have been intercepted. 22, what are you doing? Is that Grant maybe? Our slot corner? I think it was. He should have picked that off. I don't know how he missed that. He beat the receiver to the spot and everything. He was right there. And it just, I don't know how that got past him. Gosh dang it. I would have loved that. That could have been 6 the other way maybe. Briggs can't get off the block, and that's a huge gain for FAU. And as this first quarter comes to a close, they are right near the red zone as Easton Messer, one of the receivers, I believe, gets injured on the play. Sun has set a bit here in Freeport as the second quarter begins. FAU threatening to put more points on the board, as that's going to be an easy completion to the running back who no one was on, and he gets 8 yards. This time a run play, and this time it's not going anywhere. I think that was Jason Nolan who got through. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2 now. They will throw, and they will convert an easy little slant to Dominique Henry, and they are on our 4-yard line. For better or for worse, bringing pressure in these inside the 5 situations has seemed to work for us. As that is actually knocked down. I believe that was Deion Carter in coverage. What a play by him. We're going to need our D-backs to continue making good plays here, as that is going to be a touchdown for Florida Atlantic. I thought maybe we actually kept him out, but no, they are now at 13 points. Xavier Terrell, the running back, who had a big gain earlier in that drive and then capped it off with a touchdown. And FAU, with all the momentum on their side, ceases the lead 14-7, as one of their tight ends, it looks like, got hurt on the extra point attempt. That's too bad. Oh, a little RPO action, and the blockers didn't help, but Tanner Brooks, doesn't matter, gets through the defender, fights through another one, and is down at about midfield. He has also been quite a good player for us in this series, and that is a nice gain there. Oh gosh, they were right in there on that play. We're going to try and fit it into Dalton, and what a throw from McAllister. That was not easy, fading away and everything, and gets it to him. Nearly another first down. Little pitch to Brooks, and he will get the first down at about the 41. Going to try a touch pass to Travis Miller here, who's lining up in the slot, and the blocking looks pretty good. Unfortunately, Miller just isn't very fast. That could have been a way bigger gain, and instead it goes for 7. Brooks can't quite get there. I probably pressed the stiff arm button a little prematurely, and unfortunately, it's going to be 3rd and 2. Miller gets the handoff. Oh my gosh. Oh, he didn't get that? 4th and inches? Are you kidding me? And yeah, we're going for this. Absolutely not. Well, the middle was wide open until the linebacker bounced his way down in there, but we're still going to run this. Brooks gets the first down, maybe? I believe he did. Yes, he did. A huge conversion there. That was not an easy conversion for him. 2-minute warning approaching here. Play action, and we are going to throw that to Wallace, who's wide open in the middle of the field. Can he get through? He cannot, but he is down at about the 3-yard line. 13 seconds left to the 2-minute timeout, and I think we're just going to let the clock go. We're just going to let the clock come down to the 2-minute timeout, and we're going to try and punch this thing in. Hand off to Brooks up the middle. Can he fight through? He cannot. It's going to be 2nd and goal. They're not calling timeouts, and honestly, I think I'm just going to turn chew clock on because I want them to have as little time as possible if we do score. Oh, never mind. They wised up to it, and now they call the timeout. Let's try a little speed option here with Stokes. It looks like they wanted the running back. The flip somehow got out to him. I shouldn't have done that. That was a really stupid decision to pitch that, but I wanted a touchdown there, and now it's looking less likely as we're looking at 3rd and goal from the 6. We're going 5 wide, and we're just going to hope somebody gets open here. Oh, the linebacker blitz leaves it open for Montgomery, and that's a touchdown. McAllister recognized the blitz and immediately threw to the receiver behind the guy that blitzed. What an incredible play. Freeport Tech ready to tie it up. Montgomery is hype. The team is hype. This is a big week for us, especially as I mentioned at the beginning with the big visitor we've got on campus. Winning this game would be absolutely massive. Plus, it would get us back to 500 if you could believe that. Florida Atlantic coming out with 1 minute and 36 seconds and 1 timeout at their disposal as they try to cut into this lead. That looked like an RPO play, and they handed it off and got nowhere. Wyatt Foster blowing that play up. Ooh, they got the diamond formation over on the right side here. I have to imagine they're going to run something that way. Nope, they're looking elsewhere. I can't believe he even threw that pass. I was right on the guy, and it is going to be 3rd and 9. They're not calling their timeouts. I'm wondering if they're thinking of just running this clock out, it looks like. But I have to believe this is going to be more or less of a shot play. I don't think they're just going to hand this off. Yep. So they are going to try and convert anyway. Throw it over to the right side, and it is completed. They're able to call a timeout. I don't know who was in coverage. I think it was Chambers, but he was right there. And they do manage to convert. But they only have 9 seconds left because they weren't confident they'd get it. We're going to back off a little bit here. Just can't give up any big plays that could set up a potential field goal. They called an option run? What was that? Okay, so they're just going into the half. Yeah, they may as well have just taken a knee if that's what they were going to do. Camp isn't exactly fast either. That was a very, very confusing play call, but I guess that was them just deciding not to take any chances as we are tied 14-14 at half against FAU. They're tough for sure. I know they're only 1-3, but they've got some players on this team. Hopefully we can get the second half to kind of go our way a little more. I completely forgot that we would be starting with the ball in the second half, so that's awesome. We have a chance to actually take the lead here if we can. And, oh, no one blocked the last defender, and Brooks is going to lose 2 on his first carry. Little play action. We got Hayes over on the right side. Nice leap and catch there. The throw was a little inaccurate out of McAllister's hand, but Hayes did a great job to bring it in. I like this RPO kind of swing pass, but my only issue with it is that the guy who the pass goes to, Marquise Taylor, is not very fast. So as you can see, oh, but he's got some moves. I was about to say, as you can see, big gains are hard to get, but gosh dang it, there is one. I love getting proven wrong in real time. It's awesome. I don't know why, but I feel like the play action is really working against this team. I don't know if they're aggressive or what, but I feel like it's opening up our passing game a ton. As there's another big catch and run for Tanner Brooks, the tight end. Awesome. They always go with the running back on these option looks as Stokes tries to get the edge. Boy, that corner's fast. He closed in, but Stokes is able to get 5. Gonna go with a power read this time, still with Stokes on the field. They once again stay home on the running back, and Stokes finds a seam, stiff arms a man, and is spun down at about the 20-yard line. Nice running from the quarterback. He's tough as nails, too. I mean, he takes some hits out there. Brooks on the outside give, gets the edge. Does he have 6? He does! Jalen Brooks, touchdown for the Marlins. The first drive of the second half goes as well as you could have hoped. And that is huge to get the lead here. And Jalen Brooks, great speed to get to the outside and beat everyone to the pylon. Awesome. You love to see it. Can the defense now come up with a big stop and give us a chance to extend our lead here? Let's see. And once again, they love starting with just a little quick hitting route to the outside. Usually to Messer. He's got 5 receptions already. Time it's a handoff and can't quite get out there. That is going to be a broken tackle. We do get him down. Landon Briggs rather thankfully came over and was able to stop him. I gotta call a play here. I don't know if our defense even got set. Doesn't look like it, as that is going to be an easy first down completion for the offense. And gosh dang it, I feel like I kind of cost us that one. It took too long to call a play. These hurry up teams, man, I hate playing them. And that is going to be another quick hitter to Messer. Only gets 3 this time. Gosh dang, I mean, they are snapping that ball so incredibly fast every time. And Messer just kind of navigated his way through the defense for a big gain. Handoff up the middle. This time there's a huge lane for the running back to run through. Keyshawn Thomas saves the touchdown. But Florida Atlantic, I mean, everything's working on this drive. This time they want the outside, and they get it, and that's another first down. Gonna throw it back to the running back after the play fake. Chambers, I thought he broke that tackle from Chambers, but Chambers did actually spin him down, so that wasn't as bad as I thought. But still 5 yards, and this offense is just cruising. I mean, they are going a million miles an hour, and everything is working. And there's another one. Messer again, I mean, gosh dang it, we have no answer for this guy. He's already got 8 catches for 68 yards. I can't believe they actually huddled for the first time this drive. It's going to be a quick throw over, and that is going to be a touchdown. We couldn't get him, and that is going to be an answer from FAU on this drive. Just, the defense has not been good today, unfortunately. The offense has actually clicked pretty well for the most part, which is nice, because we've had a couple low-scoring games in this series so far. And the offense is clicking, and the defense just has no answers for FAU's fast-paced attack. Well, if the defense isn't going to give us any stops, it's up to the offense to just keep scoring. So, here we go. Let's see if we can do it. Brooks is going to be wide the crap open down the side. No! He overthrew him! That was one of the easiest throws that he was going to have. He was wide open, no one even near him, and McAllister sailed it, and it went right to the safety. You can't be serious, man. Come on. Unreal. Gosh dang it. Now, like, all advantage that we had in, with starting with the ball in the second half, that's all gone. Because FAU's already in field goal range, I think. That is the slowest RPO I've ever seen. Landon Briggs got hurt on the play somehow. He wasn't even involved. I think it was Jameer Ross who came off the edge and got that sack. I don't know if that was supposed to be like a Wake Forest walking mesh or what, but that took forever to develop. Another quick hitter to guess who? It's Messer. And it's a bruised knee for Landon Briggs. Re-injury risk high, so we'll substitute Nolan and hope that he can heal up. Every injury we've gotten, I feel like, has come with high re-injury risk, like across this whole series so far. I feel like I've never had to think too hard about subbing a guy out for however long. And it's going to be a deep shot. And Levi Chambers intercepts it! That's a pick for the #1 corner on the team. Huge play, had to have it. A turnover is exactly what we needed after giving that ball away on the last drive. And you can always count on your best players to make the big play. Huge, huge pick for Chambers. Okay, let's see if McAllister can calm down a little bit and lead a drive. We're going to start things off with a little... I love the little motions, like pre-snap motions they put in this game. It's just so cool, because you see stuff like that all the time in real life. Unfortunately, that one didn't get us anywhere. Start of the fourth quarter, and it's 2nd and 11, and we are going to have to try and convert. This game looks like it's going to really come down to the wire. And that corner made a really good play on that ball. Gosh dang it, 3rd and 11. They're trying to buy some time. He's got Brooks on the corner, and he missed him again. He isn't good on the run, but still, that's twice now. He sailed completions over Jalen Brooks' head. And for at least that one didn't end in an interception, but it is going to end in us punting the ball back, which is not what I wanted. I want to keep this offense off the field. We haven't had an answer for them all game. Fortunately, we don't allow big returns, so they're going to have to work for it at least a little bit. Handoff to start the drive. Jason Nolan, who's filling in for the injured Landon Brooks, or wait, that's not his name, Landon Briggs. I don't know why I just called him Brooks, but Jason Nolan, who's the starting middle linebacker now, in place of him. I didn't even see the running back there. I thought he threw that away, and he ends up getting 4, so it's going to be 3rd and 5. Bellingham can't find anyone, but until he does, and it's to the tight end, and that's another first down. Keyshawn Thomas brings him down, but dang it, I wanted that stop. Another quick hitter to Messer. This time we don't let him get free, and it's going to be a loss of 2. 10 catches. Gosh dang it, they feed this guy the ball. I can barely even get my defense set by the time they snap the ball every time. Gosh dang. 3rd and 5. Can we get the stop? No, we can't. It's to the same tight end again, and that's another first down. Velkamp has eclipsed 200 yards passing in this game, and I gotta say, it certainly feels like it. This time it's a handoff, and I was gonna say, if he got out of that, I was gonna be pretty annoyed. He still isn't down yet. Okay, now he is. Forward progress finally was stopped, or something. I'm not really sure what happened there. I would have been really annoyed if he got out of that, because it looked like he might squeeze through. Ooh, Chambers broke on that ball. I thought he might be able to pick it, but instead he brings down the receiver. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9 now, so this is the longest 3rd down they've had on this drive. Going to that diamond formation again. They throw it to the little guy, but there's no blockers, but he gets through anyway. Oh my gosh, how did that happen? We had 2 guys converging on him, and he got through both of them and was able to get the first down. Oh, that felt like our chance. It just feels like they're going to get a touchdown now. As they get it out there, and oh my gosh, Leon Grant is having a terrible game. That our nickelback, number 22, he's the one who missed that pick earlier, and now he's missing tackles. It's been a rough game for him out there. Bell can't find anyone. Chucks it to the end zone, and it's wide open. Where was our deep safety? And that's a touchdown for who else but Messer. And FAU has the lead here. There was supposed to be a single high safety. I don't know if maybe he got caught up somewhere else, but that's about where he should have been. And there was nobody there. Messer just broke up field, got away from Brewer, and that was it. Easy touchdown for the Owls. And just like that, we are down soon to be 7 points with 4 minutes left in the game. Gosh dang it. Fortunately, we do have quite a bit of time, so we can still run the ball. We don't have to just fling it every down. So we're going to start with a read option play to Stokes. Can he get a block? Yes, he can. Can he get the edge? He can't. Cuts back inside, then back to the outside again. Kentrell Stokes stiff-armed a man off him as well. Deshaun Baptiste injured on the play. Looks like a defensive lineman, but Stokes getting us started. Oh, that time they actually took the quarterback. Brooks gets it on a sweep. Jukes back inside. Manages 3. Play action to Brooks. McAllister trying to get away. Flips it to Brooks. Why did I... That never occurred to me until just now that we have 2 players on our offense with the last name Brooks. I literally never thought about that before. That's insane. 3rd and 1, we're just going to hand this off and try and get it. These short yard situations have been tough in this game, though. It does not come easy. College Football 25, those short yard situations were almost always like gimmies as long as you know, had like a good hat count or whatever. But it's been hard in this game to convert those short yard situations. I feel like the strength of your O-line like actually matters now. And ours obviously isn't very good. Brooks, speaking of not very good, that wasn't very good blocking right there. We're running out of time. I want to try and get one more play in before the end of the, or before the 2-minute timeout. We're not going to get it. So that's going to bring us to a 2-minute timeout. We've spent 2 minutes of our drive already. We just got past midfield. Now we got to finish. He's got Hayes, and Hayes has the first down. Nice. Gets out of bounds as well, so that will stop the clock. I'm still not quite in gotta fling it territory, but we're definitely getting close to it here as we're going to run out of time eventually. Man, there was a massive hole there, and I couldn't quite get through it. It closed up by the time I got there. I'm going to try a motion halfback screen here. I do not run a lot of screen passes, but I feel like they do work to some extent. And this one is going to work. Brooks down the left sideline. Stiff arming at the 15. Gets dropped at the 14. A huge gain for the running back, and we are right in the red zone now. Definitely not worried about the clock, at least for now. We got just over a minute, and we're going to try and run it here, see if we can get some yards. Brooks isn't going to get anywhere. I probably should have considered calling a timeout, but we're going to try and just get up to the line quick instead. 45 seconds and counting. Time is starting to become of the essence. Oh no! Oh no! I tried to hit X and I fat-fingered triangle, and that was nearly an interception. Holy crap, my heart rate just spiked when I saw that ball flip into the air. All of a sudden, it's 3rd and 7. We were in the driver's seat for converting and getting a touchdown here. All of a sudden, it's a very different situation. Got Dalton over the middle. He dropped it. He dropped it. That was going to set us up for the touchdown, and he dropped it. 4th and 7. You got to be kidding me. 4th and 7. 35 seconds left. Got to have it. Here we go. See if we can convert it. McAllister drops, looking over the middle. He's got Dalton. Dalton, you better fight, baby. And he did. We are 1st and goal from the 3. And I think I may let the clock run just a little bit and then call a timeout here. Actually, no, you know what? I'm just going to call it now. We're going to give our guys a chance to catch their breath. We got the first down. Now let's see if we can score it. I'm actually going to bring Kentrell Stokes on the field just for these next however many plays. I want the threat of him running out there, even though this isn't going to be an option play. Brooks trying to knife his way through, and he's short. He's still short. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to let the clock go a little bit down to like 20 seconds, and now we're going to call timeout. Okay, this is kind of a goofy play. So we're just going to run a QB zone. So it's a 5-wide look with a tight end. And we're just going to let Stokes try and run it in himself. And he does! Touchdown! Marlins! Kentrell Stokes powers it in. Waving hello to the fans. Taking a bow. We needed him to come up big on this drive once we got inside the 5. And he delivers, tying the game up with 18 seconds left. This PAT is immensely important. And it's up and good. Our kicker, Grant Sullivan, tying the game successfully. And with 18 seconds left and 3 timeouts, FAU will be getting the ball back. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh, my heart about stopped. That was almost a huge return, but we did keep him from doing anything stupid. Now we can't let anything stupid happen on this drive. They have all 3 timeouts, but 13 seconds after the kick return is not a lot of time to work with. And they're going to run it? Are they just settling for overtime? Okay, they're not, because now they're running no huddle again. Unless they let the clock run out here. Nope, they're snapping it one more time. And Velcamp's gonna... Oh no! You gotta be kidding me! How? How does that happen? FAU wins it! How did he get past the defense? How did he get past the defense? We were in cover 4. There were 4 deep safeties back there. That shouldn't have happened. Velcamp, 310 yards, 90 whatever percent completions is ridiculous. No, it cannot end that way. This game cannot end that way. That was destined to go to overtime. And I don't... I can't believe that just happened. I cannot believe that just... Can I pull up the replay view highlights? It's got to be in there, right? Of course it's in there. It was the game-winning frickin' play. They didn't even... They ran the ball. And then didn't call timeout. Got to the line with 1 second left, just ran... Okay, what the crap happened back here? So, it's cover 4, so all of these dudes are supposed to be... If I can learn how to operate a camera, good lord. So all these dudes should be back. Keyshawn Thomas, it was you. You let him go. You watched him run right to you. And I don't know what you got distracted by over there. I don't know if there was a sign that a fan was holding. There's barely any fans over there, so that wasn't the case. But, dude, you blew it. You let him get right past you. And then there it was. I mean, obviously, when you're running a cover 2 scheme, the middle of the field can be wide open. Seam routes and posts and stuff can be very effective against 2 deep safeties. But with 4, you gotta be there, man. And honestly, I blame this guy a little bit too. Who is this? This is 31. Scott? Scott. I don't even know who that is. But I guess he's one of our backup safeties. But dude, you got to be further back than that, dude. You are the other deep safety along with Thomas. You can't be doing that, getting roped into 82, what he's doing down there. You have to be back and make sure no one gets behind you. It was it's blown coverage. It's blown coverage on the last play of the game, and it costed us the game. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad right now. That's unbelievable. Caden Veltkamp went 27 of 29 for 310 yards. That is a 93% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns and a pick. You are not going to win a lot of games if you allow the opposing quarterback to do that. That is ridiculous. Anyway, over to our team. McAllister, this was his best game of the season, I thought. 66% completions is by far his highest of the season. 18 for 27. 231 yards as well. That's a good yardage total for him. 2 touchdowns, but the 2 picks, man. Absolutely brutal. The one was a little bit of like... It looked like a miscommunication between receiver and quarterback. Like Dalton was late to the spot and the safety beat him there. But the one where he threw it over the head of Jalen Brooks, that was inexcusable. That kind of thing can't happen if you're going to win games, especially as bad a team as we are. The run game, Jalen Brooks was fine, average 3 yards a carry, but actually had like some nice runs in this game, which was good to see. 17 carries is a lot as well. We leaned on him pretty heavily in this game. I'm surprised we didn't see more of Marquise Taylor in this game, but I guess his wear and tear didn't end up triggering, so that's good. Kentrell Stokes came in 5 for 33. Had a touchdown as well, and of course that was the game-tying touchdown, the one that assumedly would send us to overtime until, the rest of the game happened, all 18 seconds of it, and Travis Miller had 1 rush for 1 yard. He got involved a little bit in this game. Let's take a look at the receiving. Shane Wallace, the leading receiver on the day, of course, with his long touchdown catch being one of the highlights of said game. He only had 2 catches, but one of them was a huge one. Tanner Brooks got really involved in the offense. Big day for the tight ends. How about that? 4 catches for 44 yards. Very dependable. As I was kind of saying when it was happening, the play action was really effective against FAU. I don't know if their defense just isn't very good or what, but it seemed like those Like, as long as McAllister could get out of the play action without getting sacked, basically, it seemed like those short routes to the tight ends were open all day. Montgomery as well, who went 3 for 33 and a touchdown of his own. Another nice day for our top-performing receiver. Darnell Hayes, 2 for 27, got a little involved, did have a drop as well, which was brutal. Jalen Brooks got involved in the passing game, 2 for 24. Blake Dalton, 2 for 19, and a brutal drop as well. So our top two receivers both had absolutely brutal drops. Hayes' was a bigger deal, I think. It led to us punting, if I remember correctly. I may be wrong about that. But Dalton's didn't end up costing us because he did redeem himself getting the first down after dropping the pass on third down, which then set up our game-tying touchdown. Marquise Taylor took his one catch for 17 yards to shut me up about how he's not very fast, and Travis Miller had 2 for 11. So again, you can see just with how many guys got involved in the passing game, this was by far McAllister's best performance, and ultimately was wasted on a miracle play at the end by FAU, which is, I'm still mad about. Holy crap, the offensive line did awesome. 4 pancakes, 3 pancakes, 1 pancake, 1 pancake, 1 pancake. 1 pancake. I got the sidetrack because I see our 2 receivers got involved in the blocking. How about that? Blake Dalton and Darnell Hayes both getting a pancake. And no sacks given up, which is probably the most surprising thing considering McAllister threw it 27 times. So that's good. And then defensively, no way Leon Grant was our leading tackler. I was talking about how bad of a game he had because he had 2 brutal plays that where one was a missed pick 6 opportunity and then a horrible missed tackle. But wow, ended up being our leading tackler, so good for him, I guess. And a TFL as well. I mean, gosh dang, that's pretty good. Keyshawn Thomas, 7 tackles, but dude, all anyone's gonna remember from this game was you staring that receiver in the eyes as he came towards you, and still not doing anything to stop him on the last play of the game. Just unbelievable. Micah Brewer, Jace Nolan, and Deion Carter also getting involved. Nolan did a good job, I thought, filling in when Briggs went down. It looked like Briggs is going to be okay, thankfully, but Nolan did a good job. And then TFLs, Jameer Ross had 2, DeAndre White, Darius Holmes. Darius Holmes is the other linebacker who was coming in more often, I think, when Briggs went down. Wyatt Foster, and of course, Leon Grant we already talked about. Only had 1 sack on the day. It was on that weird RPO that took 15 years to develop, and Jameer Ross was the one who got that sack. And of course, Levi Chambers with a huge interception. When it looked like FAU was going to have a chance to kind of pull from us, Chambers stole it right back from him, got an interception of his own, and that was awesome. But all I'm going to remember is that stupid Hail Mary. Can I find... Okay, there he is. Tyron Scott, number 31. That's the guy. So he did have a tackle, an assisted tackle in this game, it looks like. I don't know when he would have been on the field, but maybe it was a special teams play or something. But he was on the field for that last play, and he also contributed to that touchdown being completed. But Keyshawn Thomas was definitely the bigger one to blame there. I'm still in shock that actually just happened. I was ready for overtime. I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. First overtime game of the series. It's against FAU. Huge visit week for a big time prospect, and that's what happened. You can't write it, man. It's unbelievable. Moving on, Coach N7 Ropey says a team learned key lessons in home loss to conference foe Florida Atlantic. Is one of those key lessons to not let any receivers get behind you on the last play of the frickin' game? I sure hope so. At least Ropey is good at coach speak. Coach Ropey is well media trained and chose not to throw his players under the bus for blowing that play. Gosh, we need to just move on. I need to move on more than anything at this point. Gosh dang it. I'm still furious. Let's advance the week. Maybe we'll get some good news. It looked like maybe we should be expecting some good news, hopefully. It'd be nice to end this episode on a high note, so we'll sit ahead and see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, our first commit of the series. Bruce Acho, the 3-star quarterback from Louisville, Kentucky. Welcome to the Marlins. There's a very good chance he does in fact see the field next year. He'll be competing with Stokes and maybe a transfer portal or maybe another quarterback. I am not opposed to bringing in 2 quarterbacks this cycle. So maybe at some point, if I get points that I just kind of have, maybe I'll go after another one. But for now, Bruce Acho, welcome to the Marlins, our first signee. In addition to Acho, looks like we got a few other updates. So Devon Tam has reached his top 3, and we did not get much help from that visit. Unfortunately, that is kind of expected given that we frickin' lost. So I am very concerned that Tulane will pass us. Until they do, though, we're going to keep putting points into him because I would absolutely love to land him. Paul Freeney. Oh, no. Here we go. TCU. Look at that. Suddenly in the race. We just got to hold him off. He's already at his top 3. But we got to reach that commit before we give TCU a chance to play catch-up here. Anytime a Power 4 school jumps in super late like that, I get super nervous because they have the resources to pass us in like a week. And they'll be past us. So hopefully we can hold them off because we discovered Freeney first, dang it. We knew he was a gem before anyone else did. No one else was offering him any scholarships. And now you think you can take our hard work and just steal the commit from us? I think not, TCU. So hopefully we can hold them off. Ben Maggio, still the only team going after him. He has reached his top 5. Comfortable lead there. Tyron Davis, similar deal. The only school going after him. And he has reached his top 5. I'll probably try and get those guys up to 50 points or 40 points, I guess, if I know what their hard sell is and I actually have good grades for it. But that probably isn't super likely. So those are guys that I'm going to be putting more points into because I only have like 25 and 15 into them or something like that right now. So, yeah. So some intriguing updates for sure. Looks like we're doing well on the recruiting trail, except for Tam. That one has me worried. We got a rivalry game against UTSA coming up next week. We're at the halfway point of the season, and our conference foe and rival UTSA is waiting for us on the road next week. So that will be an exciting game for sure. We're sitting at 1-2 in conference play. They've only played 1 conference game. Jeez, oh Pete. They're 1-0 and 3-2 overall, so they do not look like a slouch team for sure. So that's going to be interesting. But that is going to do it for us this week. I'm still absolutely beside myself about how that game ended. But at the same time, that is the beauty of college football. But it happens sometimes. You lose on a fluke play, and it just doesn't work out for you in the end. It's extremely upsetting when you're on the wrong side of it. But if we ever end up on the right side of one of those moments, you best believe I'll be throwing a party, and it's going to be indescribably hype in here. But until then, we got to deal with the loss of that game, which I mean, I need to end the episode before I go on a rant again. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I love and appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see all y'all in my next episode. Later, y'all.